Shri Sai Ram. My humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of my most beloved mother Sai, and a loving Sai Ram to one and all present on this call. My mother, Srimati Shamala Kupikar, she also joins me. Basically, today I will be sharing some of the divine experiences that she has experienced in her life, and the interactions that she has had with the Lord. Like before I start, I would like to pray. I would like to pray Swami to speak through us his divine leelas. It is he who has created this drama, and he is the director. We are only the actors. So I again offer my humble pranams, and may he speak through us his own leelas. Um, Basically, this was in the year 1964. My mother was in her late teens, and it so happened that she didn't realize what exactly like bit her leg, but there was a small red patch on her leg. But soon the patch became bigger, and slowly it became a big menace, in the sense her legs, it started spreading throughout her leg, and slowly it was so bad, and it contracted the other leg also. One leg, there was infection, and slowly the infection spread to the other leg, and the infection was so bad that she had pus oozing out from her legs. And her she was with her brother. It was a She was living in a big family, her with her brother and sister-in-law. And then her brother, that is my mama, he took her to all the doctors possible, from north to south, because her condition was getting worse day by day. So he was concerned, and then they consulted all the doctors possible, but none of the medicines worked, and her condition was becoming worse. It so happened that like it was so worse that she could not, the blood and pus was oozing so badly that she had to keep her gunny bag, and she had to sit on that. And it was so bad, and even she says that she could see the muscles and inside, the skin, outer skin had gone, and it was so bad. It so happened that at that time, she came to know about Swami. And what people used to tell her is that he cures ailments, so people go to him and he cures. So she started praying to Swami that like, I would like to come to you, please cure me, because none of the doctors are able to. I think only you can cure me. She started praying. It so happened that one of the devotees, when the person told her that he cures ailments, he also gave a photograph, a small pocket size photograph of Swami to her. And she used to always keep the picture of Swami with her, wherever she went, and even when she slept, she kept it under her pillow. So she started thinking about Swami day and night. But those days it was very difficult to reach Puttaparthi. So then she happened to come to Bangalore to visit consult one of the doctors, and her sister, and her brother-in-law, they were in Bangalore, and her brother-in-law was a businessman. And seeing her condition and the way she was persistently telling that, no, if I go to Puttaparthi, if I meet Puttaparthi Sai Baba, he will cure me. So like, she was very persistent. So finally they gave in, and my mother and my grandmother, that is her mother, and my aunt and my uncle, so four of them, they went in their car to Puttaparthi. So it so happened that when they went there, Swami was giving darshan from, it was an old mandir, and Swami used to stand on the balcony, and people used to, gather on the ground, and he used to give discourse. And after that, Swami used to call people for interview, and have the give them interviews. Now it so happened that day one they went, Swami's talk was there, and the Swami, after the talk, he went inside. Day two, again, Swami came, but he didn't call them for interview. Now, day three, it so happened that my uncle, being a businessman, he could not be away from Bangalore for a very long time. So he suggested that, I think it's very difficult to get his interview, so let us leave. And my aunt and my uncle, they wanted all of them to leave, but my mother said, till she meets and talks to Swami, she is not going to leave Puttaparthi. She was very persistent. And then my grandmother and my mother stayed back in Puttaparthi, and my uncle and aunt, they left. Day four, what happened is, like, when Swami was standing on the balcony, and suddenly the power went off. So like what Swami said, that today there is no discourse, and like he told the gathering. My mother, she felt very this thing, because day after day she is not able to get Swami's interview, and suddenly she got very emotional. And what happened is, she burst into tears. Okay, but she knew that there was pin drop silence everywhere, so she had to control her emotions, but she could not. So she was just keeping her mouth closed, and she was sobbing very badly. And then she felt Swami looked directly straight at her and said, "Come tomorrow, come tomorrow." And then what my mother said is, like, like, we are not getting any interview, so let us leave. Because those days, the facilities there for people to live for many days was little difficult. And in her condition, it was even more difficult, because she could not, she had to sit separately, and she had this infection. So all these delicate conditions, so it was becoming very difficult for two ladies, just the two ladies, to stay longer. But my mother said, no, Swami told, come tomorrow. I think he's going to call me tomorrow. My grandmother is like, I don't think he said anything like that. No, no, no. He looked straight at me and said, come tomorrow. So she felt that, like Swami is going to call the following day. And then what happened is, the following days they sat for darshan. And those days it so happened that Swami used to call people for interview only if there was a male member in the family. Because there were a lot of bad rumors that people were unnecessarily spreading, that Swami calls ladies for interviews. So Swami used to avoid only ladies. So if there is a male member, they used to be called for interview. But here, my granny and my mother, just the two ladies were there. They sat for darshan along with the other ladies. And what happened is, like, Swami came for darshan, and then he just, pointed, and he called like this. Basically, he called the lady who was sitting next to my mother for interview, and they were a family. So the moment that lady got up from the lady's side, the gents also got up, belonging from that family. The gents also got up, and they were just walking towards the interview room. My mother said, no, Swami called me. He actually called me. When he's indicated, he called me. So she told my grandmother that, let's go in. Swami is calling, come, let's go. And yesterday also he had told that he'll call me today. So he's calling me today. Come, let's go. My granny was, no, I don't think, we are just the two ladies. I don't think they will let us in. So it is not good for us to go there. And then, if they send us back, we will be even more hurt. She said, nothing doing. Swami said he'll call me, and he's called me. I'm going, you please come. And my grandmother trembling, and she's just followed my mother. Then they went. When the family went, my mother and my granny, along with that family, they also went into the interview room. So first the interview of that family who were called happened. After that family left, my mother and my granny was they were sitting, and Swami told my granny basically my mother, she studied in Tamil Nadu, so she knew Tamil. But my granny was basically from Karnataka. She did not know Tamil. She knew only Kannada. But Swami spoke to my granny in Kannada and spoke to my mother in Tamil without even asking name, nothing. He told my granny in Kannada, yesterday your daughter, she cried so terribly. How much she cried yesterday. Uh, that means when my mother said that come tomorrow, Swami was definitely, it was heart to heart conversation where Swami was telling her that tomorrow I'll call you. And without any gents also, the Swami said, no, don't worry, you come. And that is why that family with the gents were called. Basically, Swami wanted them to come, but it was, that is his divine drama. And then he told, my mother said, in Tamil, that I have this leg. Swami said, no, I know, you need not show me. I know, what is the ailment. And then he told my mother that he told my granny, see, you must be worried that she's, what about her marriage? Her health is very frail. And, then he said, don't worry, she will get a very good husband and she will be very happy. Then my mother was an asthmatic also. So she used to get frequent bouts of asthma attacks. So my mother said, I have this asthma. So Swami said, see, life is like, it is full of little bit of all these things will be there. So you should not, slowly it will go. And then Swami said, don't worry, everything will be taken care. We'll give you medicine. You can take that medicine like that. And then after that, my mother and my granny, they came out. As they came out of the interview room, my mother realized Swami said he'll give me medicine, but we are just coming out empty handed. What is this? She again went back into the interview room and she asked Swami, you said you'll give medicine, but we haven't got anything. Swami said, see, when you go out, you will get some vibhuti packets. You mix that vibhuti in coconut oil and you apply. And then when they came out, one Sevadal uncle, he gave 12 packets of vibhuti to my mother. So when they came back home. And that night, after reaching home, before applying, she got a doubt in her mind, my mother, saying that, all the doctors they consulted, everyone said that one is ash. Vibhuti is nothing but ash. And the second one is coconut oil. These two should not be applied to the infection. It will become more. So my mother got this doubt. Swami told me to apply vibhuti in oil, in coconut oil. Both are not prescribed by doctors. So what do I do? And then when she went to sleep, Swami came in her dream. Swami said, if you really believe me, do as I say. Otherwise, do as you want. Like that. And he came in the dream and he told her. Then she, woke up and she realized, oh, what a blunder I did, And immediately she took the vibhuti, this thing, and she mixed in coconut oil and she started applying. Swami had given her 12 packets. And by the time she completed 10 packets, her leg was clear. There was no trace of any infection. And it was looking as if, she had just got her pedicure done. It was so beautiful, her legs. And, nobody could believe that, it was the same person whose leg was, always in pus and blood oozing. And the smell also, the bad odor, smell of the pus. And she was basically sitting in a secluded place. So it was a different scene altogether. So from then on, Swami has been guiding my mother. And after that, she had eczema of her hands. And so when she came to Brindavan to have Swami's darshan, Swami came to her and asked, how is your hand? Then she showed hand and he said, don't worry, you again apply vibhuti, it will go. So, how Swami has been, there is no need. It is only our heart-to-heart connection with Swami. This itself shows when she is sitting with, thousands of people, he knows each and every person's ailments and what every person's requirement is, what is their need, everything Swami knows. So I think, like we must always have that heart to heart connection. The second miracle which I would like to share is, my sister, she was due for her first child delivery, and she was supposed to come home. And my mother at that time, my sister was in her ninth month, and she was due for her first baby. She was supposed to come in a day or two. Just before that, a week before that, my mother had severe pain in her lower back. She was not able to move, she was not able to sit, she had to just sleep. So she got totally worried, like, now daughter is coming for her delivery, and I am bedridden, what am I going to do? And she was totally panic stricken, and she didn't know what to do. Then she started praying to Swami. Swami, what do I do? My daughter is, she will come in a day or two, and I am totally bedridden, and this pain, I am not able to bear this pain. Then she went to bed. After every day, she has vibhuti mixed in water, and she takes it. That is her daily routine, what she does. She had vibhuti and she went to bed, and in her dream, Swami came. The dream is like this: she's sitting for darshan in Prashanti Nilayam, and Swami with all other devotees, and Swami comes, and then Swami asks, comes, and he just points at her, and he tells her, you go there behind, you go there, like that he points. So when she goes there, I think it is behind the Ganesh. There was a Ganesh idol before. I think behind that. So she goes there, and there is one bench. Then she goes there, and Swami comes, and Swami tells her, "You lie down on your face. In the sense, on your face, you lie down." So she lies down, and then she tells Swami, "I'm not able to bear this pain." I know. Swami gestures, and then he just, his robe, the sleeves. He wears full sleeves, no? So he just rolls up his sleeves, and then he gives a very nice massage on her back. And the massage, she says, I felt the massage was so real. It was not in a dream. Swami kept massaging, and it seems he massaged her so long that his hair became wet and his sweat started dripping on her body. It was so much of he for so long, and he is putting so much of pressure to and massaging. So she felt, she could see Swami's hair fully wet, and the sweat is dripping. And after some time, he stopped and he asked her, "How are you feeling, Bangaru?" My mother said, "Swami, I'm feeling really better now. I'm feeling really nice." And then Swami gave her vibhuti, no? He gave her vibhuti, and then she just had, and he woke up from her dream. When she woke up, she had no pain, and she was just normal as before. And like, she was so happy, in the morning she was like calling everybody telling that, now I'm totally all right, and the Swami came in my dream, and he cured me of my backache. And this is there are so many experiences which she has had. And I would like to thank, first of all, I would like to thank Swami for giving us this opportunity, such a beautiful opportunity, to share his divine experiences with our Sai family. I would like to thank Veer Bala Huja Aunty. Experiences, I feel that, like the greatest miracle that all of us, it's just not us, it's all of us, all in his fold, that we are in his fold. There are millions of people in the world, but he has chosen us. and he's taking very good care of us. He's just holding us like we hold the flower petals in our hand in these difficult times, in these challenging times. The fact that we are all very happy, we are all well taken care of, we are safe, we are healthy itself is a greatest miracle of Swami. And he's showing his presence in every walk of life, in every breath. Maybe now it is subtle, his subtle, like we are not able to see him in physical form, but he's always with us, and we always have heart to heart connection with him. So with these words, I offer my these talks at his divine lotus feet. And Jai Sai Ram.